Now we've just had our first batch of frosts and I can feel that winter very much is quickly approaching. So there's a lot to do in the garden just to tidy it up and make it really nice for next year. So at the moment I'm pulling down these beans and probably going to save the runner bean seeds. But a project that I definitely recommend everyone do if you have raised beds, whether it's in your back garden, your allotment, is to top up your raised beds with some compost and just put them to sleep over winter. So by March, you're ready for planting. This was the summer salad bed, and we're just pulling out the last of the plants which have kind of gone to seed. And this is the first thing you need to do. If you have any raised beds, just give it a quick weed. Just pull out any plants that you don't want, so you create a blank canvas. And of course, the best place to put these all plants is straight onto your compost bin. Then what I like to do is to get some compost, and anything such as multi-purpose compost will work really well, and spread it all over the bed. Now you've tipped the compost out onto the raised bed, you want to rake it so you get around 3 to 5 centimetres of covering over the top. And the great thing about this is that you don't need to dig or fork it in or anything, because you're doing it in the winter and all of the worms and wildlife and everything over the winter months will help bring all the nutrients into the soil. The next step is to get some weed membrane or weed fabric and just roll it along your raised bed. And what this does is it's great because weeds can sometimes grow during winter, even when it's really cold, and this stops it and suppresses the weeds from growing. So when it comes to March and April, it's so satisfying because you simply remove the membrane and you're left with this weed-free, perfect soil to plant your vegetables and flowers in. If you're doing this on a windy day, it always helps to just secure it quickly with some stones. Then once you've reached the end of the bed, cut the membrane off, and if you have wider beds, you can then roll down another length. Back to the top, remove that support and place it back. A really important thing that you shouldn't forget is to make sure that you pin it down properly, because if you have some gusts of wind during winter, then you can turn up to your garden and see that it's all disappeared and you've got to do it again. So spending a bit of time putting down some stones works really well. Something I find works really well to hold it down is to use any bits of wood that you find lying around, and you're going to stop any problems with wind ripping up the membrane. Easy as that. And here we have the raised bed. It's been put to sleep for winter, and I love that because this is an easy and very time efficient method, because it always appeals to me knowing in spring I simply take off the membrane and it's ready to plant in. And so if you want to do this, which I strongly recommend, then all of the items mentioned can be found at your local Dobbies or online at dobbies.com.